Want to see how to make something like this? Working boss, warnings, reaction-based attacks. Then, keep watching. So first, you need something to use as the boss. I can't be asked to make something proper, so I'll just use a thorn guy. You also need a guide trigger to understand where the enemy will go. This is helpful for everything. BTW, I'm just using this monster guy, but I'll switch it soon. Give them all the first free group you have. In this example, I'll use Group 1. Now, to get it to stick with the player, use a follow trigger. Make its target group ID 1 and its follow group ID 2. I did it in opposite order, but I change it later anyways. Now place this block and give it the second free group you have. In this example, I use Group 2. Place an advanced follow trigger. Make it follow P1 and target group ID 2. Here is where I fix it, by the way. One thing you must change though is the guide trigger. Drag it so you can see the enemy when you are fighting it. Now make the move time for the follow trigger some stupidly large number and make the Y offset to 0 so it doesn't ever change when you move. This is what happens if you don't change the Y offset to 0. WTF editor glitch. There we go. It should look like that. If you want more tutorials, like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for 500 subs. Now you need to create warning signals. I'm making my own here. Feel free to slow the video down to copy this. Don't give this one any groups like I did here yet. Instead, select it and duplicate it 3 times. All of them should have Group 1. One should have Group 5. One should have Group 6. One should have Group 7. The monster should have Group 4 on top of Group 1. Now place an alpha trigger for Groups 5, 6, and 7. Make the alpha trigger turn the objects invisible. Now here's where the option go to you. I'm going to use the advanced random trigger to create attacks based on reactions, like in Serpent's Wrath, but it's just a singular attack. You can choose to make your own attacks or copy what I did. Use any amount random groups. They will trigger any amount of random different attacks. I'm using 3 groups for 3 attacks for this. Example, moving the enemy to the middle of the screen helps the enemy reset position later, so do that. Middle of Y-axis, not X-axis. Before I suggest you have freedom with your attacks, get these triggers. A spawn trigger that starts an attack. Each attack must have these. They should Java the group of the attack group you put in a random trigger and make sure it's spawn and multi-triggered. Now you need an alpha trigger which lights up one of the warnings. So make it turn the opacity to 1 in a reasonable time. Don't forget to make it spawn and multi-triggered. Give the spawn group ID a group that'll be used to end the warning, and also start any attacks. Now, get an alpha trigger activated by this spawn trigger. It should decrease THO opacity to 0. It should be spawn and multi-triggered and have the group of the new spawn trigger, in my case, Group 11. From here, you can either build your own attacks or copy what I do. If you want to build on your own, use whatever group you used. For the spawn trigger, like mine's being 11. If you're copying me then, just watch carefully. If you're copying me, just watch carefully. If you're looking for more useful content, drop a like on the video to help people discover these tutorials and subscribe for something useful. You do some tweaks to change the attacks here. Now replicate this advanced follow trigger so a random string of attacks will happen. So, if you copied me, it should look different, but here's my final result that you'd get if you copy me. It will be different every attempt. I can't thank you guys enough for 500 subs. Your support makes my day and motivates me to keep going forwards. Drop suggestions on what you want me to do next. Until next time, bye!